Attention given to the economic stimulus plan that will create or save 3.5 million jobs. That was the word from the White House when it was passed into law back in early February. Now the White House is forecasting zero job growth until next year, and the unemployment rate is expected to grow continuously. Remember, the stimulus money, $787 billion, was sold as a way to grow the economy and create some of those jobs. Well, Republican Congressman Paul Broun of Georgia voted against the stimulus plan. He's my guest now. Sir, good morning to you. I want to know how I guess, how do we get to this number, given the current economic landscape, this number of 3.5, upwards of $4 million that we either, and watch the language on this, that we either save or create? What is your view?
Well, Bill, I think this was just created out of thin air. I don't think there's any accountability here whatsoever. They're claiming that they're going to save or create jobs, and I think it's all a farce. It's totally arbitrary, and there's absolutely nothing that we can find that they created that number from. They just picked it out of plain blue air, and it's just arbitrary.
Has the White House backed away from that statement? Are they saying anything differently today that they did not say 2 months ago?
No, they're still saying that they're going to save or create that many jobs. In fact, Republicans had many alternatives, and Nancy Pelosi obstructed our alternatives ever being heard. In fact, we had a plan that would have actually created more jobs. In fact, in Georgia alone, it would have created 73,000 jobs and would have done it at half the cost of this bill. But the Democrats were obstructionists in the process, and now as the ranking member of the Oversight and Investigation Subcommittee, I'm trying to find where the money goes, and we're trying to, in fact, it kind of reminds me of Cuba Gooding Jr.'s famous line in Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. Well, I want to see where the money goes. We're not being able to.
We're looking for a lot of that ourselves. Recovery.gov is the website. I know there was a hearing on the Hill about a week and a half ago, too, and I think 3 members of the committee showed up for it. And information on the website is very scant at the moment. We don't know where the jobs are being created. There are no hard good numbers for now.
That's right.
We do know how some of the stimulus money is being spent. We also know, frankly, how some states like California are literally being threatened based on the budget decisions that the state assembly and the governor makes in Sacramento. But coming back to the broader perspective on this now, the White House will say that we're not quite sure where the bottom is just yet. However, there are signs right now that the economy might be stabilizing. If that's the case, we may have touched on bottom, sir, and maybe we're about to come back up. Do you buy it?
I don't buy that. I hope that's true, but I think this policy that the administration and Nancy Pelosi and company are pushing are steamroll of socialism that's going to create a worse economy, frankly, because we are borrowing and spending from our grandchildren's future. It's totally inane, and it's totally unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. We cannot spend and borrow our way to a prosperity as a nation, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're spending too much, we're borrowing too much, we're taxing too much, and it's going to kill our economy. We're printing dollar bills and like they're leaves on the trees, and it's going to lead to hyperinflation, more job losses, and a poor economy. And we've just got to stop the spending here in Washington, D.C.
And if a Democrat or the White House were to respond to that, they'd say, based on the jobs numbers we saw last week, maybe the deterioration has ended. You've made your position clear. You don't believe it, but let's hope we found a bottom somewhere. Sir, thank you for your time.
We've got to.
All right. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate it. All right. About 21 minutes now before the hour.